I think I'm sick or something because I'm waiting for my period. My body feels so drained, so that means it should come in a couple of days. Usually what happens is like a day or two before it comes, my body will just be sapped out of energy, like my soul leaves my body and just the body becomes a husk. There is no energy in there, there is no life. Welcome to the vlog series. I am here to document my 40th year. I'm Valerie, a solopreneur in the wild digital era. Check out my links and also do arts and design in society6.com/Valerine. You can check it out and see the products over there to see my work and whether you want to get something from your walls or for your everyday activities. It'll be so cool if you check it out. Thank you. Enjoy your time here. Oh, also a few videos about being perimenopausal, which I probably am. They're basically saying that it starts around 35-ish, 38, which actually lines up to all my symptoms. I feel like my symptoms worsens about 3 years ago, which was 37, and that's like when your hormones start to go up and down and dip. And of course, like, it's a concoction of that and other comorbidity, comorbid, comorbidity, comorbidity, comorbid, multiple other things like being neurodivergent, having Hashimoto, and everything. So it's just like a bunch of storm being cooked together. And they said, like, the video that I was watching, it said a period between 38 to 45 to 55 is the age where women are really prone to commit suicide because all the hormones are out of whack and there's just a lot of isolation happening and changes. And I feel like, I think, well, in my case, that's not happening, maybe because it's just been happening my whole life. So even though I do feel like all these feelings are intensified and all these feelings of being alone and isolated, especially in perimenopause, I don't know what the feeling will be after I actually have my menopause, which is probably in what menopause just mean, I think your period stops in 15 years, if I get that far. I was wondering whether my mother hit menopause and then she just died, because she died when she was 56, which is really young, but I was 28, so it was like twice my age. Like, at 28, 56 seems like so far ahead, but now I'm 40. 56 is just like 16 years away. That's not too long. I've been in this rut, in this hole, this void for the past 12 years. That just went by like that. So yeah, maybe there's just a lot of things to unpack there, but I don't know. I feel like I haven't been able to cry lately, which also makes me feel a bit sad. But I just wanted to cry. It just feels good when you cry, like, like a toddler cry, like a proper toddler cry. Like, I don't know. I feel like it releases so much chemicals from inside of you, and the indication of it being a good cry is when you feel sleepy afterwards. you should sleep when that happens. It means like all your hormones, your feel good hormones, and your bad stuff have been let out through the tears. So you're good. It should be good. Those kind of tears and crying, kind of looking forward to it every now and then, because it feels like it's a reset. Like, it's like pooping. It feels like that. It feels like my colon is empty. And so those cry kind of makes me feel like, oh, my emotional colon is empty. Like I can increase my capacity for emotional crap again because I just let him out. It has been processed and it's out. Also, I don't know if you're gonna be proud of me or not, but this morning I basically messaged the lady that I was having resentment over the weekend and the past few days. And the rage was about me agreeing into something that I wasn't aware of, that I was agreeing to, a project that I wasn't sure I was a part of. But anyway, like I messaged them and said that I will not be able to help them, but I directed them to a site that they probably can find a solution from. So I did that in the morning during my morning poop. And that is taken care of. They replied back saying, okay. And that's that. I'm not sure how the atmosphere will be in real life. I'm not planning to see them until the end of the month. So I think it will be a while. I think after that, everything will be forgotten, maybe. No, until the middle of the month. So I will see them, the middle of the month somewhere. And I guess I'm just over people. I'm not saying I'm over people. I mean, like, I'm overstimulated by being surrounded by people a lot. And I think it is getting to me. And it's so weird because, like, it's not, every day I don't see people. But I do actually do that, and it's only like 2 seconds, like, when my flatmate is coming home. That's it. That's the only time I see people in a day-to-day manner. So it's just like 2 seconds. Hey, how are you? How are you? Good. You have a good day? Yeah. That kind of small talk. It's only like take about 5 seconds every day. It doesn't take long at all. But that's 5 seconds, even though we get along okay, is enough to make my body feel so sensory overwhelmed, and it just builds up. It doesn't have a outlet to let it go, and it has nothing to do with the person. It's just like my body and my brain really kind of shuts down, or like gets overwhelmed just for the fact that there is another person there, which is actually a positive. I like the person inside of this body likes it, but the bodies can't handle it much. I'm not sure what to do with that, actually. But yeah, it's just a balance trying to do that, I guess. Like, so I'm just trying to manage the dosage of people that I can take. Yeah. Saying this, I think maybe this is why it's so hard for me to be in a relationship or any type of relationship, because you have to see them all the time. They're probably, like, if they're a good person, if they're a good partner, they want to be around you a lot. And that's the reason why you should be in a relationship, because you like being around each other. So I'm not sure how I would cope with that. Like, I would probably like to be around them, but my body probably gets really overwhelmed and need to have like so much alone time that they probably think I dislike them. So that'll be a problem. I don't think I can make going outside today, to be honest. Well, I have something on later in the afternoon, but for this vlog, I don't think I am going out because first I'm broke. I don't want to talk about money because that's the only thing I almost obsessed about. Anyway, I feel like I've become a nasty person every time I think about money. One day I will talk to you about that. Anyway, I haven't eaten. Oh yeah, I had that sausage today, like the one that I bought from Coles in North Sydney. I feel like I would go to North Sydney quite often now, because just to go to that Coles and to that Aldi. The shopping center doesn't have anything there. It's pretty dead. My lips are chapped again, and I have a slit on my lips, which means I've forgotten to eat beef this week. We're gonna put this in here. Bowls. We're gonna get bowls. Make sure to wash your hands. Because you don't want to get sick. Also, I found out that my neighbors have a newborn. I remember like last year I was complaining about the dogs. I don't know if you guys are here last year. Last year, I saw on their door that they were married. They were like freshly married, and then I think they have someone's house sitting throughout the marriage, and like throughout the wedding, the honeymoon, throughout the honeymoon period. And they have dogs, and I heard dogs just barking quite often. So I was worried whether the dogs were being treated well or not. I think they were. I was just overreacting, I suppose. I think that's the thing, right, with my mind. It's just this paranoia, this endless worries about things. Anyway, but now, a year later after they got married, they have a new baby boy, just 1 month old. I had to basically stop myself from being nosy. I did not tell them, do you need help? I am glad I did not do that, because if I did, I would be resentful of the fact that I need to help them now, because I was quite resentful with the fact that that lady was asking me to do something that I wasn't agreeing to do. Funnily enough, if I had offered, I probably would do it quite happily, but the fact that I was roped into it was probably the key to the unhappiness that I felt. I feel good now. I feel okay now. I don't feel anger. I don't feel inner rage. I don't feel that. So I'm just trying not to feel bad, I suppose. That's why I don't want to do it, rather than swallowing my own inner rage. I just decided, well, if my relationship will be awkward, then so be it. It's not a big deal. I think I also have a lot of resentment built up from last year. Well, not from last year, from this year, when I was having issues earlier this year, and having that really intense feelings about a lot of things at home. And the whole group was not, well, the whole group was acting normally, I suppose. as normal as you can get. They are just trying to stay away, not get involved, which is, I think, the right decision. I mean, if you get involved with someone's business, you get roped into it, and then suddenly, before you know it, you're doing something you don't want to do. You're wasting your time and energy, to which you probably can use for other things, especially when you have chronic illness. Like, I don't even have time and energy for myself. Oh. But it was really helpful though. I got to determine what type of anger I had and what possibly caused it, because it feels very much like a hint to my anger issues is this level of unfairness against the way I feel. I feel like I'm adding vinegar, water, and soap dish. The problem is my soap dish is organic choice, which means that it's probably healthy. I'm not sure if it's gonna kill the fruit flies, because it's designed so that it doesn't kill me. It's supposed to be gentle on the hands, but if it's gentle on the hand, will it be like gentle for the fruit fly? This is like anger, it boils. Scum. I never got rid of the scum actually, I just let it stay there. Oh fuck, hold on. And I actually like seeing the oil. That means the fat got extracted from the meat. That's why I put vinegar in there. We are in October, you guys. Also, I tied up my hair in promotion merch. All my merch are in the links descriptions below. I realized I've completely forgotten why I started this diary series in 2024. It's because I wanted to use the platform to promote my businesses, which is it's all in linktree.com/Valorine. So it's in the description box. And it's also Society 6, which is one of the shops that I have online. But I completely forgotten about it. I feel like I got sucked into it so much that I've used it as my platform to vent all my thoughts and all my emotions and feelings, and it became a different beast. And I totally my plan was, let's use this vlog series as a vehicle to promote all my work. And it didn't really end up that way for the past 10 months. I completely derailed myself. I'm not sure how to get back to it. But anyway, this is just a heads up. From now on, you will just hear me a lot promoting my own products and my own links and stuff. So just be prepared because I don't think I will be one of those people who is capable of doing brand partnership, mainly because I don't think I do well answering to anyone, because someone else is going to check the scores, right? Someone else is going to say, yep, your video is great, can you change this, can you change that? Like, I don't know actually whether I'll be good or not, but anyway, Sounds like a very complicated world. To be honest, I'm just talking because I don't really want to have a silent vlog if it's not a silently intended. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm oh my god, it's so hot. Hold on, is this going to be censored if I take off my... I'm gonna change into my shirt from yesterday. I think I'm getting hot flashes now. Which is concerning because the weather right now is also like up and down, so you don't know what kind of weather you're gonna get. The beef is still... I'm going to make beef noodles. Well, not beef noodles, just like noodles, but it will have beef in it. So beef noodle. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just start promoting my own work. I feel always weird, like in the beginning when I promote my own work. I'm not good at doing that. I think that's why I'm being taken advantage of by people. And I feel like so arrogant as well for saying I'm being taken advantage of, because that means I have something that they want to take advantage of, which in my mind is like, I don't really have much to offer. I mean, like, why would they take something when there is nothing? But after the experience with this lady, which she's nice by the way in general, so this whole experience don't particularly have anything to do with her, but I feel like this experience is just dedicated for my own educational purposes. I'm the one that have the problem, I think, because it's my problem. I need to decide what to do with it, and I did. I decided to do what I did. It lasted what, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Now it's Wednesday. So when I got the solution last night before I go to sleep, I basically thought to myself, okay, tomorrow I'll do this and I will direct them to this as a potential solution. All my anger and all the emotions that is attached to the problem for the past 4 days kind of goes away. But I feel like that was the right response from me, like for me personally, because as soon as there is no more emotion attached to it, as soon as there was a resolution in my head, it was no longer problematic. I think it was really important for me to have the alternate solution for them to explore, even if they don't take it, even if they don't know how to do it, so that it doesn't feel as if that I'm just going like, hey, no, and then that's it. It feels like, hey, I'm not the right person, why don't you go this way? I feel like that's a lot more appropriate, because it feels me saying I can't help is not it's not personal. It's like, I do want to help you, I just don't want to be the person that helps you. Which is, there's a difference. I think they're good. I only added vinegar and salt, and it's pretty oily, which means like the meatballs itself maybe is mixed with other things. Otherwise it would not be that oily. Well, maybe it's just the fat from the meat in general. ever since I learned that the vinegar extract fat from meat, I'm like, get in there. Every time I eat meat, every time I cook meat, I'm like, put some vinegar in there so that we can get like oil, so we don't have to use vegetable oil. That's basically why I'm using. Okay, how do I do this? I have one hand. There is no professional behind me. It's just me and my hand. That sounds so dirty. Also, I'm still watching this drama. It's at the tail end. I think today is the last episode of No Gay, No Love. It's a Korean drama starred by Shin Min-ah. Shin Min-ah. Shin Min-ah. You know, the Korean traditional music can be quite scary, like the traditional, like the shamanic drum, like no 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 no, like that. Like there is a rhythm to it. It feels like a ritual. It is, I think, in one of the beginnings of Blackpink music video, or like song. I don't know which songs it was, but I remember like when they have like no 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 no, it sounds like a chant. It's like a shamanic chant. I quite like it actually. It feels very ancient and soothing to the nervous system. I feel if you're neurodivergent, I would recommend heavily to listen to chakra chants on YouTube. Just get I usually get the 20 minutes one, but they have like the sleeping version, like 10 hours one. They also have the 1 hour version. They also have a 5-minute version, but I like the 20 minutes one because it's not too long, it's not too short. It's basically just a chant for all 7 chakras. So they have like ram, lam, om, vam. So it's just AM but with different consonant, I suppose, like, and it's really soothing. I remember when I was still working, and every time I get hyperstimulated and stressed out, my body started to hum automatically out of nowhere. I think I felt like so weirded out, but my body did that. My body was just like, calm down, child, calm down. Start humming. It's a bit odd. And then I think it was years later that I realized, like, that's just one of the mechanism of the body to calm down. That's why you hum to baby, like that's why, you know, mothers hums. It soothes the nervous system. It's similar to that type of methodology, I suppose. Yeah, just a little tip if you would like to take it. That's good. If you don't, it's there. I want to make more, but do I have enough soup? I feel that's not enough soup. Is that enough soup? I feel that's not enough soup. Whatever. I'm gonna dump more. Should I dump everything? Yes. Let's be. This is $2.60 from Woolies, which is not bad, hey. It made me maybe 3 to 4 soup noodles or noodle dishes. Okay, I need water actually. Just gonna wait for it to reboil because I put so much water now. Oh. I like these, but it's not that great. I need to get one of those really big ones that hawker cook use. Oh, that'd be so good. I finished my mochi, by the way, which is annoying. I feel as I get older, I become more Asian. My palate is Asian. I'm chasing Asianness everywhere. I'm not sure how I'm gonna deal with next year. I feel like 2024 is what I expected it to be. I felt like I wanted it to be big, but it just flat, and it, except for a few things and a few hurdles that's probably going to come up next year. I feel like in general, 90% of the time, it was quite flat. It was more just dealing with my internal world that it's always been the case, and dealing with that is an ongoing issue that I don't know how to get out of, to be honest. The copyright on these videos is pretty spot on. If you upload it without anything, you just record it and then you upload it on YouTube, you're gonna get a copyright and infringement because you're basically just uploading what they have on screen. Let's try the noodle. The thing with this particular egg noodles is like you can't cook it for too long. You just dip it for a few seconds in boiling water and then you have to pick it up. I saw on the internet you have to rinse it with cold water and then put a little bit of oil. I can't be bothered. Also today, well, if you're in Sydney, 1 a.m. later in the morning, so tomorrow, but at 1 a.m. so tonight. We're gonna have a solar eclipse. It seems like a big deal, but I don't know if it should be a big deal or not. It feels like I am putting too much importance on the astrological events. I feel like if all the bad things I should be afraid of, but shouldn't I be more excited also when they say good things? And I never really done so. Maybe because the way our brain is programmed is so heightened and so sensitive for the negative things that are happening in our lives. It's so difficult because it's like positive things are like Teflon. They just stick and then they just goes away quite quickly. But a negative thing is just like stick and it just sticks and it doesn't go away. I feel like that. So it shouldn't matter. I feel like lately also, even though I use the word feel, I think it's more about thinking and thoughts. Something that I never really reconcile in my brain. Lately, I have concluded that I want to quit life. I don't know if that makes sense. Because I can't off myself. And also I can't work too hard, because if I do work too hard, my body will say nope, and then we'll try to just, like right now, like this week so far, it's only been like 3 days. This is only day 3 of this week, right? I managed to, actually it's starting since last week when last week exactly today on a Wednesday that I decided, okay, let's just keep talking in our vlogs, because from the voting poll result, it basically says that talking more in a vlog is what you guys wanted. Well, 50 of you, not all of you, but 60% of 50, which is how many is that? 30 people? Unfortunately, that's the reality. Just because you have 1900 subscribers doesn't mean you have 1900 viewers. So that's what I'm doing, and that takes so much of my energy, my physical energy, to do an hour or a half an hour, whatever it is. It takes so much energy. It takes energy to leave the apartments. It takes energy to exist in the outside world, being perceived by other people. That takes a lot of energy. And on top of that, speaking takes the most energy out of all of it. So I've been doing that for the past week, and I know, like, for some people, what's the big deal? I talk almost nonstop. Like, it doesn't take any effort. For you, for me, it does. It's different, and I think my body is trying to adjust to it, and it takes a week. But I am full on feverish right now, so my body is basically saying, nope, you're working too hard. And I'm thinking, I'm only working, barely working, but why are you saying I'm working too hard? And I feel like he's trying to make sure I rest more than I already do. But I guess I'm comparing myself to normal people, and I can't do that because my body isn't normal. So why would I do that? I find it funny because when I was in my childhood, I feel what the adults wanted out of me was my silence. Now I'm an adult. What you want out of me is my voice. Such a contradiction of life. I think I never had a dream job. I saw on Instagram there was this meme, well, not a meme, a video, a reel asking, oh, what's your dream job? Like, why would you dream of a job? Like, that's just so out of pocket. And I thought about it. I'm like, that makes sense. And I realized, if I have to be honest to myself, I just wanted to be really rich when I was younger, and the path to that was being told to me as, you need to go on to business, because that's what I saw, and that's how most people get really rich around me, and that's how my friends' parents got rich, because of their company. So is business always the way to go rich? But my talent lies in studying rather than business. And even now, I think I am a much better student than I am a business person. Because, like, when you are in the real world out there, it doesn't matter whether you're smart or not, right? Like, whether you're textbook smart or not. It matters whether you can manage a situation. A business is much more about people management and in general, but of course, like, if you're in the tech industry, even in the tech industry, it's all about people management. Like, if you want to secure a fund for your business, you probably need to smoosh up to some investors out there. The investors have to like you first before they'll like your business idea or your business plans. So, there are so many businesses out, like, it's all depending on the person. It's like that Elizabeth something that basically copied the way Steve Jobs' mannerisms by lowering her voice and wearing a black turtleneck. And then people just gave her billions and billions of dollars before she got found out as a fraud. And, I think she's in prison now. So it almost have nothing to do with your business idea. It have a lot to do with you. And that's something I don't feel is easy to deal with. Maybe I'm so naive. Maybe it's my brain that thinks the product should be good, then it should speak for itself. No. Even if the product is good, even if it's original, you have 1 year, 2 years max before it gets copied by someone else. 1 year probably nowadays. And then you have to come up with another idea. If you want to stay in the leading edge of your industry, you have to do that. So you can't just, it just takes a lot. And I guess as a person, as a solopreneur, I want to do everything by myself because I needed to be able to have control over my work environment and my work time, because my body is not allowing me to have consistency whatsoever. It probably have more consistency if I deal with the way the moon is operating in the sky. My body is probably attuned more to the moon than it is to the daily schedule that we have to get by arbitrarily, meaning like it's a made up schedule. This is what happens when I have to talk. We are going into nonsense territory now. Because for me, it's quite impossible to talk about things, and I don't want to prepare the words, right? Because if I do prepare the words, that's going to take ages. That's so different. Even when I was in uni, when I was at uni, I just have to do all the essays like a day beforehand, because if you plan it, you over edit it, and if you over edit it, it just becomes a different beast by the end of it, and you don't really want to have that. I guess the vlogs that I have are trying to capture my process of thinking rather than an end result, like most vlogs and videos are. Also, this year I tried to make a tarot video, which is like just me doing tarot readings, but I quit after about 2 months because I didn't really have the energy to do it. And it's weird, I only make like 5 videos a day, so it's 5 videos a week, so like this, but each video is only like 2-3 minutes long, so I can just do that. Like it doesn't take so much time. But what I found weird was like I didn't continue it for the sake of continuing it. I was able to quit it because I felt, oh, first, I don't enjoy it, second, I'm not getting any result. So I'm like, but I'm glad that I tried it. Like I had an idea to try it for the past 2 years, and I never really did it. And then I did it, and I didn't feel really good, and then didn't have a good response. Like, because sometimes if you don't feel like doing it but you got a good response, you keep doing it because you want to get the result. Basically just like a job. But if you don't, and then if you don't get a good result but you're enjoying the process, much more like this channel, like I do enjoy the process more than I do, like, even though I want to get the result, but the result is not what I'm getting, but I'm still doing it because I still enjoy the process. It's then you keep doing it. But if you don't like both, then there is no reason for you to do it. But in the past, I would have kept doing it because I have this image in my mind that I'm gonna do something, so I will keep doing it because I promised myself that I would do it. But these days, I feel like if I don't want to do it, I just not going to do it, which is so much different than before. I think I'm developing a hump. I thought I got rid of it. But I think my cortisol level is picking up again because I've been drinking caffeine again. When I say caffeine, I mean like hojicha latte. Not hojicha latte, hojicha caffeine. Which is very small, but my body is just overly sensitive. Look, I got pimple again because I've been drinking coffee yesterday. That coffee that I had, I think it has milk. I think because I did say oat milk, but I couldn't taste any oat on it. In it. I still feel very insecure about my English because my brain doesn't work the way it's supposed to, so it mixes up a lot of things. But it does bothers me less as I get older. You know, people who have a lot of girlfriends and boyfriends, like a lot, like actual proper relationships, not. So you can have like 10 boyfriends, and if you're in your 40s, that probably around maybe if you start dating in your 20s, or like even if you start dating in your 20s, that's probably only around like one boyfriend every year or girlfriend every year or the other year. If you start earlier, like 16, that's probably just one boyfriend for like 1 year or 2 year relationship every year or every couple of years. So it's not really a lot if you're considering the average. Like, but how do you cope with dealing, like, how would that feel? I am so curious. I feel like you're establishing a relationship with them, right? Like means like you're special for at least for that period. So does that mean you have like a lot of special people in your life? But if there are a lot of special people in your life, don't they make them less special? And wouldn't it be awkward? Because like after, if you meet at you're 45 or something and then you realize you have this relationship, it doesn't feel like there are so many people in the past. It doesn't feel like acquaintances, I don't think. I guess my brain just can't comprehend because I feel it's hard to feel special towards someone or anything. Because I remember there was this incident in the Red Chair in Graham Norton's show, where where celebrity goes to promote their shows and stuff. And who was it? Graham Wilson? No. Helen Mirren and Liam Neeson used to be in a relationship for 4 years. They used to live together, and then they don't really bump into each other until that day in Graham Norton's show in the Red Chair. And then they shared that they had this relationship like 30 years ago in the 1980s or something, like 40 years or 30 years ago when they were in their 40s and 30s. And that was just so mind-blowing. It's like, how would you reconcile that in your brain? Of course, like they went on and have their other spouses now, and Liam Neeson had that his wife died suddenly a decade ago. So it's not like they didn't have a continuation of their lives. They do. So I feel like, but 4 years is a long time, right? You live with them. That's a solid, like, common law relationship per se. And if you are in a marriage, you can claim assets, or not in a marriage, but even here in Australia, 4 years marriage, if you live together, that's a de facto relationship. If you're separated, then you can claim assets on both counts. Like he can claim assets from her and she can claim assets from him, like a division of assets, etc., etc. So that's just our family law, basically. So it feels like, it's a serious relationship. And then it was just brought up in that particular show casually. It's like, if you guys don't know this, Helen Mirren was saying, back in whatever decade ago, Liam and I was in a relationship for 4 years. We used to live together. And Liam was like, yeah, that's true. And they just spoke about it. It's as if that relationship was just a project, like it was a movie project that they worked on together, and now they're just old colleagues, which is so strange for me, because is that how it feels when you have like multiple partners? It just feels like you see your old colleagues. I mean, I'm not saying that relationship is necessarily needs to be special. Like, you can be casual in your 20s, I guess, and you can have a 1 or year, 2 years relationship, and it just becomes insignificant. But usually that would happen once you stayed with someone for, I don't know, a proper marriage for like a decade or so or more. It's like, Rupert Murdoch. As a person who don't get involved in relationship, because I find like people overwhelming, even if I'm just interacting with them for like 1 or 2 minutes every day. It's so overwhelming. So I can't comprehend these people that, Rupert Murdoch, right? He had 5 wives now. His first wife, I think it was 6-7 years. His second wife, he was with for 30 years. And his third wife was Wendy Deng, which is like that. If you don't know, like when he got sued and someone was trying to attack him, Wendy Deng was behind him and just basically brushed off the attack and just counter attack back. I think it was on TV or something, so it was pretty popular. And she divorced him. He divorced her and then got married to Jerry Hall, Mick Jagger's ex-wife. And I think they got divorced, and now he's married. He's 90 years old or something, and he's married to a 50-year-old, I think, or 60-year-old recently. So I'm thinking in my mind, how do they reconcile that? How does he reconcile all this relationship? Are all of those real for him? Like, because it seems like he's still friends with his ex-wives. I don't get it. I'm like, I can't even handle not six, but I can't even handle a few minutes of interaction every day, barely. And I like the person. Maybe people like me needs to have someone who is so understanding that it just goes beyond any kind of condition. Well, I don't know. I think that's a tall order to have, because even feel like parental figures can't do that, let alone a stranger, someone I don't know. This is it. I'll see you tomorrow.